everyone! Welcome back to my next video of this Shawcross castle. I ended up deciding to just name it as Shawcross just because the household is going to be living in this castle. So for now, this video is mostly, this part specifically, is going to be mostly focusing on the floor plan of this castle. Oh god, I was having such a hard time of planning. I think I pretty much mentioned it in the last video. If you haven't seen my last part, which is the first part of this video, I think you should go check it before you come here because you probably will be a little confused of where it is. But then again, this is a speed video, so you can kind of jump in as much as you want. But I would appreciate it if you go check on the first part of this video. It's the first part basically is me building the whole big shell of this castle. But and this part is mostly gonna be more on the floor plan, planning out which rooms are gonna be in what area. And I did adjust some of the exteriors. I kept most of the main part of the castle as is. I just extended some things. Like I felt like I needed to add like maybe one or two more square foots in each of the certain rooms. But yeah. So this part I'm working on right now is I was trying to decide where the ballroom was gonna be. And just disclaimer, or just to let you guys know, what you're seeing right now is not really the final floor plan. It's gonna change throughout the whole video just because I'm just so indecisive. And I think I had a little bit of a harder time figuring out what room should be what or where the room should be. And I was trying to figure out which area is the biggest area that can be used as a ballroom. And at first, I thought the ballroom was gonna be at the very back of the castle, which makes sense because like the back of the castle is the view of the ocean, and who wouldn't want to dance in the ballroom with the view, with a really nice view like that? So I really tried really hard to make that area more of a ballroom, but as the more I was working on the floor plan, like as of right now, I've noticed that maybe that ballroom is not big enough. Like that area specifically is not big enough. Then I was like, I guess I have to extend certain areas to see if it works, but I tried a little bit and in the end it just didn't. So I decided to just decide to put the ballroom in a different part of the castle, which is it's really not too sorry. It's really not too far from where the room previously, it's really just the room next door to it. It's this side of it's this specific room that's on the right side that I decided to make it into a ballroom because it's actually when I was extending it more and more, it's a lot bigger than the one that I did. And plus, when I was thinking of ballroom, they usually dance in like a circular formation. Like the whole, when you dance, I don't know if you guys did ballroom dancing. I did when I was like in middle school, a long time ago. From what I remember from ballroom dancing, you are dancing in a circle with your partner, but you're also dancing in a circle around the whole entire ballroom with everybody else that's dancing in the same formation circular. So that way nobody will bump into each other when you're dancing. So I think what my idea is of the ballroom is it has to be really big, spacious, and circular enough. Like it's big enough where guests will dance in a big circle, like a big circle formation around the ballroom. Excuse me. So, throughout this, while figuring out the floor plan, I kept jumping to different parts of the rooms just because at some point where I work too long on one part of the room, I get brain fried where I needed to take a break from that area and then work on somewhere else just so I can kind of slowly finish this build. But I'm back at the ballroom, and what because of how big this castle is and how this castle was built, I decided to combine both the ballroom and the throne room into a big room. And I technically put the throne room on a higher foundation. So it's not when it's on a foundation, it's technically considered as like a separate room, even though it's in the bigger room in the game. So I think with the royalty mod that I'm playing with, I think it'll work. I still need to test it out again. I haven't been on The Sims lately. I've been really busy cleaning up my place because I'm actually having some guests coming over the next couple weeks. My partner and I have been prepping on getting our apartment place done so that we can have guests over. So we've been really cleaning and getting it ready. So I haven't really been able to sit down and really continue finishing to edit until now. Not only that, I have to do a voiceover at the same time too. So I finally had the time to do it now, before it does get busy. I believe I can do one more video or next week before it gets a little hectic again. So I will do the best I can to upload this as fast as I could. So that way, because I maybe it's not for you, but for me, I wanted to just get it done ASAP. So that way I can move on to the next build. As much as I really love this castle, it was a lot of work for me to build it. So gotta get a little tired from a big build like this. So, but I'm really happy that it is done. I just have to edit it and then post it and all that stuff. And I'm also currently working on my next build too, as well while I'm editing this video too. So going back to the screen, now I'm working on the front part of the castle, which is the entrance of the castle. I was trying to do like a step up when leading into the entrance of the castle and then do a step down. So then that way it's like a grand entrance, but I don't think it's particularly necessary to make it so big. I think I just wanted to make once you enter the castle, like the entrance of the like should keep saying entrance. I believe it's called the foyer. The foyer of the castle where you look up and it looks really nice and pretty with all the pillars. So that was my idea of when I was building this castle, specifically the foyer part of this castle. Then I decided on the left side of the entrance, it would be considered as a kitchen. Um, just because again, even though I wanted to have all of the daily duty essentials on the first floor, I also wanted to make it livable, at the very least. Um, so basically, all of the servicing stuff that the Sims needs is mostly gonna be uh, well, the kitchen is gonna be on the first floor. Everything that has to do with the royalty mod mostly is gonna be the first floor. I did actually have to move the the state room into the second floor just because there's not enough room for the first floor. Because I believe the ballroom and the banquet hall, which slash dining room, is taking up the majority of the space already as it is, and it's okay. Technically, the where I put the state room is really close to the entrance room. So literally the guests that the all the Sims that comes to visit for the daily duties, they just really just have to go up the stairs and go into the stateroom. I'm hoping it works. Still testing. Um but overall it looks really great. I'm still really happy with how it turned out. I am really excited to officially really play and try the daily duties. I'm still working on their reputation. It's just because what's stopping me right now is it's the royalty family or the monarch that you're playing with in in the royalty mod. You do need to make a lot of sim friends, and it says 10. I'm still working on making more sims, so it's gonna take a while for me to go back to playing this household again to make have them make more friends. But and and honestly, I could just have them be friend with just the default sims that's already been pre-made in the game. But I want my own sims that I create. Like I actually wanna this kind of save file, I actually really want to make every single sim, whether it is like they do have a backstory or they just have like a very simple backstory where they're just like a maid or a servant here or something. I still want to make the sim. I still want to give them personality and I still want to play them despite them being as an NPC in this game. I still want I this is for me to feel like I'm really fulfilled in this save file. Like I really want to make everything from scratch. That's really gonna be a lot of work for sure. But I feel like I'm gonna be really happy with the result once I finish this save file. I'm so excited. I'm really excited to make the next royal family. I haven't decided what kind of royal family, like how they look, or what kind of like what the reputation really is about as of yet. And I have a lot of multiple royal families that I want to make as well too. So I kind of feel like I have to kind of plan it out. But at the same time, why should I also plan it out? As well, actually, there is a reason why I planned it out. I planned it out because I wanted the royal families to have a very distinct eye color to represent their household, their family. And I was debating if I should also do for hair color as well too, but with having the eye color and hair color at the same time, it can be a little confusing. It can get a little out of hand as I go down as like I continue playing into like a legacy kind of game, which I feel like eventually it's gonna be a legacy game. Once I make more Sims and once I finally start when I sorry once I finally start having families start. Well, okay, here. Rewind. Once I have households, once I'm ready to have households become a family, currently right now, there's no children, no babies in this house in this save file, except for the ones that's the default created sims that are in there, or when something kind of happened without me knowing. I did not make any households that where they have children at the moment, just because I'm not ready to for them to have children as of yet. Because I actually want to make their school. I want to make their school. I want to make. I really, I'm really going all out in this save file. I really hope I don't what is that word called again? I don't burn out. Yes, I hope I just don't burn on it. But like, there are times where whenever I do burn out, it's time for me to make a new sim or it's time for me to do a build. That's like when I switch my mindset to like instead of focusing on the video, let me just kind of just do a build. Don't have to worry about anything else. But yeah. So right now I went back to working on the front foyer again. I was having a little bit of trouble with the stairs here because um I wanted to give a certain amount of distance, like at least three squares of hallway space for the Sims to walk through, just because I'm imagining they are gonna, especially the female, or no, some of the Sims that's gonna be wearing the really big ball gowns. I don't want it to kind of click through or blend into other furnitures quite a lot. I want it to look like like I want when they wear the big ball gowns through the hallway, it looks balanced enough. It doesn't look so cramped. And I think I had my female royal, like the sister of the household, the Shawcross, one of the siblings, the sister. I had her wear one gown as like one of her everyday wear. Like, sometimes when I was reading the manhwa, sometimes they wear really big ball gowns like every day sometimes. So I had two outfits where she had big ball gowns and just have her just walk around the castle for a little bit to try to see. She looks great. She looks beautiful. I'm really happy I created her. I'm actually really excited. I feel like I think I actually want to show you guys the Shawcross, like, family. Not so much, like, the household at the very least. I didn't make all of the Sims. I only made, like, the really important, like, I only recorded the important Sims that um, I that I think are really important, and specifically the household itself. So in the Shawcross household, I created a total of I believe it's five members. There's five Sims in this household. Two of them are siblings. One of them is the royal advisor, and two of them are is the lady in waiting and the gentleman in waiting. So I had both the gentleman in waiting and the lady in waiting assigned to the royal siblings. And so yeah, that is a little bit of their backstory. Oh, by the way, when I was on the last part, I was talking about their attires, and there was this mama that I was super inspired by their attires. My in-laws are obsessed with me. I was trying to figure I after I recorded like my voiceover of that video, I went back into doing a lot of CC shopping, and of course, I was doing a lot of CC shopping on historical attire, historical fashion, and I finally figured out what era the Shawcross family is kind of wearing is the Edwardian era. And I ought to be honest, I think the Edwardian timeline is gonna fit more so in this save file, because again, I don't so, like I said in the last part, if you haven't seen it yet, I mentioned that this save file that I'm making is an Isekai fantasy save file. So there's going to be a mix of modern and a mix of fantasy for sure, where Sims from the modern day or time, they get isekai into this fantasy world that I'm currently making. And it can be the other way around, really. It can really be like the fantasy sim can that the sim that lives in this fantasy world can isekai into modern day as well too, or way as well. So it can either go both ways, and I think that idea is really fun. Um, I don't know if when I do have a fantasy, like a sim that lives in that did or was originally from the fantasy isekai world, if I want to keep their identity a secret when they are in the modern world, or if I just will just have them walking around. I'm not so sure yet. But I think because of how the sim is programmed, there is gonna be sims that I have put in medieval attire. They're most likely going to be walking around in the in the modern world too, which I don't really know what to do. I don't really know how to work my way around that. But if that is the case, if I'm gonna have to do that, I'm just gonna have to do that. I'm gonna just if I will put it into my save file, the lore, I guess. But yeah, right now I'm kind of just looking at the exterior. I keep going back and forth on the interior of working on the floor plan and then going back out to work on the exterior just because it gives me a break from working on the floor plan for so long and then coming back to it. Um, if you don't know yet, and you haven't seen the last part, this build is when I was recording everything, it's a roughly about 40 hours of recording footage that I did on this castle. So I there's really going to be a lot of parts to this speed build for this castle specifically, just because it's such a big castle, and I'm doing really everything. I'm really doing the exterior, like the shell of the castle. I am doing the floor plan. I am also furnishing each rooms as well too. And I did a little bit of landscaping, just enough for it to look natural enough um where it's not so overcrowded, just because I still want them to walk around a little bit and give them enough space to do whatever they need to do. But yeah. So that area where I decided where the kitchen's gonna be, I decided I wanted to have an entrance at the front as well too, where imagine you have horses carrying cargo, right? Oh wait, is cargo for ships only, or cargo is also for when you're just I think cargo is just cargo. Anyways, uh, I kind of just imagine where horses they bring their cargo or their carriage or whatever, like of things that they need for the kitchen itself, like hay or grains or fruit, any kind of food. That will be the entrance for them to enter, for them to deliver the food. But yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like really just jumping at a lot of different kind of rooms just because this is this is how I build, and I know not a lot of people really like it when it jumps so much. But I guess it's just how my mind works, and I do apologize in advance if it's really too much. If it is, I'll try to do the best I can to make it not as nauseous as it looks. This video I actually edited it to be a little bit slower than the previous video, and there is a big difference. And I was really talking to my partner about there is this dilemma on if I slow down the video just like even like one or two times like slower, it does make a big difference, but the only thing is it will make the video longer. And I was really talking to my partner about it, whether what I should do. My partner told me that I'm already making really long videos. It wouldn't really matter if I make it shorter by maybe like 10 minutes. It is what it is. Like, I'm already doing the long video. My partner told me not to worry about it so much. So I'm not going to worry about it so much. I'm just going to play it a lot. I am just going to play it as I go. Do it as I go, I guess. Whatever, how you say it. Um, So this is the part where I pretty much finished like a majority of the ballroom, and then I was looking around and I realized it's not big enough. So I was like, dang it. That means I don't think I should do a lot of the foundation in the ballroom then. Not so much. Not only that, I think I had to expand the ballroom even further. So you can kind of see me playing around of the doors, the walls, moving things around, and like deleting walls to see if there's any way I can just expand that dining area a little bit further, just so I can get like make more room for the ballroom per se. So in the end, I ended in the end, I think it worked out. I made like a smaller hallway area that leads to the back garden door. I don't know. I don't really say it's like a garden. Well, like you know what? It could be a garden. It could be like an outdoors garden, not a lot of flowers. It's just they have the sea. They can't their scenery is the sea. It's not the flower itself. But I feel like as a royal family, they always have everything. They would want to have everything. Um but I think in this safe, I'm not going to give them everything. There's a limit to everything. Like, like so royal families, they also have a budget too. They need to save their budget for things. And having to not have everything is probably a good idea. But here in the end, at this corner here, I really like this corner entrance that I made for the ballroom. I think it's really cute. I think it's such a really nice touch for um just to make it a little more extravagant, like, oh, if you want to have like fresh air, if you're super tired and really hot from dancing so much, or if you're just really hot, if the sim is just really hot for this one sim and like they're so hot they need to take a break and take a step out, that's the door for them to take a step out, and then they'll see like the ocean view and like some of like the flowers or plants or whatever that I'm going to be putting in the back. I did do some landscaping in the back. Don't worry, you will see it. I don't know if you'll be seeing it in this part. Probably might be when it's towards when I'm doing the furnishing part. But so far right now, I'm kind of having a better idea of where things are now. Like now, as you can see, the ballroom is so much bigger. I really expand it. And I was trying to that small nook right there. I was trying to add like a small bathroom that Sims can use on the way out to whenever they need to, or just a bathroom close by to the entrance. But it's it seems because of how it's built and the shape of it, it wasn't really ideal for me to put a bathroom right there specifically. So I removed that idea of having a bathroom there. I did add a bathroom in the end. It's just not in that nook area. It's more of I added another small hallway to kind of that leads it into a bathroom and like other rooms as well too. Then I decided I was working on the roofs, making sure that it's spaced out, that I have enough room for all the stairs in the entrance. I really feel like the rooms that I have such a hard time is really the ballroom, the dining room or slash banquet hall, and the entrance. Cause those are the big things that really makes a castle really impactful, I think. It's the throne room. It's the banquet hall. It's the ballroom. The foyer of the castle. I mean, there's also the rooms as well too. But like, not everybody, like, no guest is really gonna be going into like the royal family's rooms. I mean, unless they're really gonna be doing some woohooing. But like, normally you're not. You don't normally go to like their rooms per se. So having like just it just makes sense to have these specific rooms that I just named earlier be like a little bit more grand compared to like all the other rooms in the house. You see what I mean? Like I added like an entrance to the side to lead to for horses to kind of enter into the kitchen. But now I'm just what am I doing right now? I am oh right. I was having such a hard time with that corner of the because I want the entrance to the ballroom to be angled to make it look like you have some walking space to kind of observe and look around the ballroom itself. So oh god, I was working really hard to make like a stepping foundation. Like even if it's just one step to the entrance door, that would be really nice and would be fine because I don't really need to add a stairs. And I felt like that would be no, I think I just like stairs. Well, like when I think of grand entrances, I think of like it's two things. One, the landscape is beautiful. It's what catches my eye when I'm walking the to the castle. And so that would be my first impression. I'm walking through the castle with the really nice landscaping at the entrance, and then I walk in, you see stairs leading up to the front door, but it's not into the door. It's not you're not into the castle yet. So I you're imagining, close your eyes, you're imagining. You're walking through to the landscape of the castle. You walk through the foyer, leading up to the stairs. Then you enter the front door. Then there's the foyer. And that'll be like the first thing that a guest sees. Then they're being guided to the ballroom and it's leading to there. That's kind of what I just imagine it's gonna be when you walk into a castle, or maybe this specific castle. Different like other castles they will design differently, so it will might be different depending on the build. But here I'm kind of like finalizing the ballroom, and I'm actually really happy with the stepping area of where I put the thrones. I'm just really happy. It's like super big. It's like big enough for like the king and queen. It's also big enough for for the knights to stand by, the servants, etc., etc. I think it was great. I now moved on to the second floor. I that entrance foyer area, I wanted the second floor to be more open. So it's you'll definitely see the ceiling, like the really high ceilings as you enter. There's gonna be like a hanging chandelier at there over there too for that grand entrance vibe. I wanted to add two staircases because like it's a castle. Why the heck not? It's supposed to be really big. The foyer is really big, and there's enough space to do so. And I wanted to make it really nice and pretty. And I just imagine like your sim walking down, and they're like very nice, like attire, whether it's like gentleman or a woman, like a lady or sir, whatever. They walk down and they look amazing as they walk down the stairs. Like that's the idea that I was going for, really. So right now, I guess I was having such a hard time on whether I wanted that balcony area to be accessible or not. I'm not so sure. But based on the image reference that I had, it it did look like there was a balcony that can be accessible. But I think I changed it to just windows for the time being. Who knows? I think I changed it. It's been I don't particularly remember. I gotta look through it again. But we'll see. Like you and I were both gonna see when I do the voiceover for that part. But let me see. I don't know why I was putting that desk over there because I really thought I was going to use that as like a really, really big stateroom. But I don't think you necessarily have to have that big of a space for like an office for your sim. Like what are you going to put in there? A fountain? No. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think so. Um, so ignore the desk set that's in that room. It is going to be changed back into a dining area. Um, I really don't know why I did. I think, oh, I remember. It's because I was also thinking about putting such a stupid idea, I think. But I thought it was a great idea at that point. I was gonna put the throne room, the ballroom, and the banquet hall into that one big room. But I don't think that was such a good idea because when I was furnishing it, it made no sense. So I think I ended up just changing it like on this floor plan and like during this part, I believe. But now I'm just trying to add in more windows, making sure am I adding windows? What am I doing? Oh god. Oh, I remember. So I that room, smaller room that's below that hallway leading to that isolated tower. I was that was the room that I was gonna make to that's gonna lead down to the servant quarters. Um, again, still don't know if it's gonna be added. I will probably let you guys know towards the end, like probably the last part when it once I really edit everything down. It's just I wanted to just show you I don't really I wanted to show you guys and record the ones that is like really big and really important, like this really big build. And then any small edits that I did after all of these recordings will just be, I'll just talk it through because it's just so small. I don't really want to record, I feel like recording those things, it shouldn't, I don't think it would be that so important because like the main part of it, of this build is the castle itself. It's just not specifically the servant quarter. But I do know that people do like servant quarters. So maybe I'll just build one for you guys. Just like just to have in this castle. I particularly might not use it, but you know what? Maybe you know what? No. I'm gonna make a service quarter for you guys. Like, why the heck not? It's very easy, very simple. I will make it. I'll include it into the I'll build the service room quarters before I upload it into the gallery. Uh, I think what I will do is I will also end up doing a small clip of it. Like I'll do a small recording of it too. To let you guys know that I did work on it as well. But so am I? Oh, I'm working on the third floor right now. So this top floor area, I decided the that's gonna be where the another bedroom's gonna be. I don't know whose bedroom's gonna be yet. It's just gonna be another bedroom. But uh currently I'm just really adding all the doors, where the doors are gonna be, what rooms are there gonna be. Um I did wanna do a really nice hallway. I was debating on how the hallway is gonna be on the second floor once the stairs leads up to the second floor. And I decided that I want to have the hallway really just in the middle of the second floor. When once you walk into the foyer, you'll kind of see it. And right here, where you see the door that does lead to the balcony, it's a little hard to see. There's that one section. I felt like that area should deserves to have like a small room as well too. I ended up just doing that in the end. Moving things around. Oh, yeah, see, so right there, that's where I decided that I want to have the hallway just walk up right in the middle. Oh, but I just realized that it's not centered. I'm sure I fixed it. 'Cause that really would bug the shit out of me. But I guess I was adding more like, oh god. I was looking this up on like towards the end of the last part of like what those were called. Finally know what they're called. They're called spires. The pointy parts are spires, but the finials are those really smaller decorative things. Or maybe they're both spires. I don't know. They're both pointy. I mean, when I was looking at spires, they just said it's that pointy decor that's pointed towards upwards. And like looking at all of them now, they're all pointing upwards. I mean, specifically the ones that are on the edge, but so are the ones in the middle. They're just not pointed as high as the other ones. So maybe they are spires. I don't know. You guys can tell me if they are really spires or not, or if some of them are called spires, if others are called finials. You can tell me. You can tell me down in the comments. Um, right here was what I was like, oh, this would be really cute to have like a small room there too. But then I was like, oh, but how's the hallways gonna be if I do it that way? Like, what am I gonna do with the hallway? So it's a lot of fixing, moving here and there, like shimmying things around. It's a lot of this and that where I was like, this specific room is not big enough. It maybe needs like maybe 2 more squares length. So I really was just shimming things around, wondering if I just at first I added the windows there, but I decided against it. I decided to remove those windows, and because I think I wanted to have more wall blank wall space for that specific hallway. I kind of imagine like the hallways is going to just be filled with a lot of portraits, and that's what I was imagining it would be a little bit. So you see that I finalized the rooms a little bit more on the second floor. You kind of see again at that point. I didn't know what kind of rooms. I there were like I didn't know what rooms. I just know that they were gonna be rooms. What kind of rooms? No idea. But I started adding all these columns. I think they'll be really nice and really pretty once it's all decorated and everything. But we're not there yet. Right now, we're only just working on the floor plan. And oh my god, the floor plan, it was a lot of just shimmying back and forth on making sure everything was really proportionable. I was also figuring out on if so so I in my last part I was debating on if I should be making more servant sims to just have them walk around. And at part the first part I did say that I am kind of thinking about maybe just having them building and making like maybe two or three more sims walking around, including with the servant game mechanic that the royalty mod already have. I don't know if I should do that now. But I am current but since I'm making the servant quarters, well, technically in the royalty mod, there is a game part, like a game. I mean, sorry. There is a part you can actually assign your servants to the bed. So I think what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna test that out and see if that works. If it actually does work, maybe I might not need to have the servants living in. Because, like, the less Sims in the household, the better, just so I can expand my Sims more, right? That make more sense. Um, but that is the plan right now. Yes, that is the plan right now. After doing like most of the recordings, I'm gonna build the servant quarter and then test out the servants in this royalty mod to see if it works okay with the build that I have currently. Um, oh, this what floor is this one? Oh, this is the third floor. So the third floor, it's it actually is gonna look it does look a little bit different than when I first initially built it, just because so the shape of it is still the same. But I did added some things like I made like super big wall. You'll see what I mean when we get to it. Like I shouldn't be talking about it now. I'll wait till we get there. But let's see. Besides that, uh what have I been doing outside of doing The Sims, I guess? I've really just been cleaning my apartment. I've really just been cleaning the apartment per se for our guests to come visit us soon. Um, I was really just I was a little anxious about like, oh my god, I feel like I'm not gonna have enough time to work on my videos, because I'm so occupied with what's going on right now. But you know what? I just gotta just do the best I can to just upload these as fast as I could. And if I can't get it to that day, I can't get to it that day. I'll do it on the next day. And that's okay. Like, this is something for me to just do for fun. And like, I shouldn't really stress out about it on like how often I should do it. Not unless I really want to really go at it and really do it as a full-time thing. I don't know yet. I'm not so sure yet. For now, this is just me doing it for fun. Uh, oi, I was, let's see. What is, so on the third floor, I was debating on if this floor should be the floor where the actual king and queen should be sleeping. but there isn't really enough room for like that kind of room itself. So I decided that on the fourth floor is actually gonna be that one. It's gonna be one room. It's actually gonna be that big grand room where the king and queen is gonna be staying the night. That will be their bedroom, and then the third floor will actually be the siblings' rooms, which currently right now they're both I mean, so I've already, just so you guys know, I have already finished building this castle start to finish already. Not unless I add things now, which is right now I will add like the servant quarter in the basement area before I upload it. But for now I have the siblings sleep on the third floor only with their own bedrooms as of right now. Because I want to treat that fourth floor to be specifically when the heirs take over the ruling monarch in this current sim world. And I treat it that way. So right now, currently, my siblings, they if you like, as I mentioned in the first part, I am building their reputation. And I guess part earlier in this video, I am building their reputation. Once I build their reputation to the point where, they are ready for marriage, whoever gets married first is gonna be the one that's gonna be living in that room first. And the other sibling, earlier in the first part, I did mention that I'm gonna give them like a grand duke or grand duchess role title, depending on who it is gonna be taking that role first. Um, I in the meantime, I am in the meantime. That's what I'm doing right now. Wait, this is just thinking about it, I'm like, oh, once they get married, they're gonna have kids and they're gonna like have their own heirs and stuff like that. And I'm just so excited to like build. I'm just so excited to create more Sims, more royal families, because especially now in the most current version of the royalty mod, they just released like a grand ball, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited for the grand ball. Like, I really want to host the grand ball for all of the royal guests. And I'm like, not only the royal guests, but just the nobles and all that stuff. Like, I really want to do that. However, I don't have enough Sims to have for the royalty family, specifically the Shawcross. Um, be hosting a grand ball as of yet, because they don't know anybody yet, and there's not enough people um to invite as well. So that's my dilemma right now. I just really just need to make more Sims and like work on them and have them just live in my save file, have them walk around, and then like that way I can like really, really play the save file. Like, I'm just so excited to play the same file. I am playing at the same time slowly. I'm just really excited for once it's done. I can really just play it and enjoy it. And like, I feel like at that point when I really finish this save file, I can really continuously play this save file over and over and over again, just because I can build like generations and generations of a household. And I think that'll be so fun when, especially with the royalty family. Like, can you imagine, like, imagine this. A royalty sim, like, falls in love with like a modern sim. Can you imagine that? I think that would be so fun having like a gameplay like that where the sim in the modern time is like trying to adjust and like that loves that sim so much and is willing to even like give up the modern lifestyle that the sim has in order to be with the sim that's in this fantasy world. and be with them for like the rest of their life. And isn't that romantic? Like, come on, that's so romantic. And again, it could be the other way around. And like, it's like the giving up their lifestyle that they live for, that they had up their whole life, and finding somebody that they want to spend the rest of their life with. And that's really nice. And I'm such a romantic I mean, okay, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I think I just am. But I really think that I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited about this save file. I before I so before I was doing this, just a little bit of backstory. I actually have more save files before this before this royalty save file. I kind of was working on like a K-pop save file at the time, and I do like K-pop. I think I used to be super into K-pop when I was younger. But as I get older, I kind of slowly like fall out of it a little bit, because a lot of the newer groups are just so young. And um, before, when I was younger, I guess everybody got went through that phase where we had a bias. I had a bias back then, and as you get older, like not only do you get older, but your bias also gets older too. And like um I've realized as I got older that um people like idols, not just K-pop idols, like celebrities, they are their own person too. They have their own life, like, and I'm sure to all of them, like idol a lot. I'm not all, maybe not all of them. I can't say to all of them, Um, I'm sure a good amount of them, they not only is like becoming an idol or celebrity is what they dreamed of, it's their passion. It's also their job too. And they kind of have to treat it as like a job transaction. Technically, it's a business. They are trying to make money for themselves. They're trying to make a living basically. And like I guess it's just a little different coming from somebody that was super duper into K-pop, and then as they get older, still into K-pop, but just not so into it as much as I used to before. Where everybody is getting older, and when people get older, they're at a point where they look back in their lives and see what they really want to do for the rest of their lives. And like there's a lot of celebrities or a lot of idols where they stop becoming idols and doing something else, like they do acting. Like that's also like it's very fair for them to do that. I mean, not to do that. I mean, they can, is whatever they need to do with their life, they do it, Um I think I just feel bad for a lot of the idols where they they're just trying to live their life, when especially when you see a lot of scandals of idols just want to just live their life. And it's really sad to see where their fans are, they they love them so much, and they like, I get it. As like somebody that had a bias and was really into K-pop, I totally get it. Like you love your idol and you want what's best for them. Like I totally get it. Um However, you also need to remember that uh there's so much we are just one fan, and they have so many fans. Um they're they have so many fans, and because they have so many fans, they have a lot of pressure to live up the expectations of their fans, because they don't want to lose their fans, and they don't want to disappoint their fans either. And that's what's really sad for me, where there's a lot of not idols, celebrities that get really so popular. Their popularity just skyrockets like so much, and they get judged a lot, where they're like the fans, what they imagine them to be is not what they think it is. And there's a big disappointment for a lot of the fans for that. And so I totally get it. I get both sides. Like I get the fan side, but I also get like the idol side where they just want to live their life. Like they have their own life too. And I'm sure a lot of them, like before they were idols, they they want to settle down, whether it's with a family or they want to just have a quiet life or so. Um, and I think it's just, I think in conclusion, what I'm just trying to say is being on a spotlight is not easy. It really isn't easy. Um, it's the same as like when you're trying to make yourself public too, like I'm making myself public. There's bound to be a lot of people that's going to be judging me and maybe having some expectations of me or having some kind of image of me when I'm not. Unfortunately, I can't say for a lot of people, but for me, like if people do have like a certain image of me, and I don't meet that expectation, I don't really think it's my fault because that what they see of me is not really me. They're not really seeing who I really am. And I think that is really sad for me where people don't really see I get like I get misunderstood, like people get misunderstood a lot. And I think for me, I do get misunderstood a lot, and not only that, I misunderstand a lot too. Like I get misjudged, but I also misjudge people too. It's human. That's just who we are as human. And a way around it is just to just be vocal about yourself and be just communicate. And it takes I'm really just rambling on. I really don't know where this is all coming from, but I think it's just that when you I think it's just how you have to just remember that who you are and just be true to yourself. And like if other people says otherwise that that's not who you are, like this is not how I imagine you to be, like you are not, this is like what, I don't know who you are anymore. And here you are just being like, this is who I am. This is who I've always been. It's just you just haven't seen the real me, or like I've just I just haven't opened up myself to really show who I really am. And there is a part where of me, like this is all coming from personal experience of me, and everybody has their own experience. So this is like everything that I'm saying of right now to this point is based off of just my experience of what I went through, and not everybody goes through the same experience I do. So like everybody has their own struggles, everybody has their own faults, and I think what I think what is actually the best thing is to acknowledge that like you're not perfect, acknowledge that you can't make everybody in the world happy. And me as a like me I'm such a people pleaser, and it took me a really 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 long time to finally realize that I am a people pleaser, and it's okay for me not to it's okay for me to not please everybody. And there will be times that I will be upset and be disappointed and really be really hard on myself. I also have to remember that I also have to remember that I can't satisfy everybody. You can't satisfy everybody. There is going to be people that's going to not like you. In fact, there are people that don't like me right now. I mean, there are some people that might not like me, and that's fine cuz at that point, at that point what matters more is the people, like I mean, sorry. What matters more is the people that love you and support you. And like that's all that matters. If you can find that, just that one person that can just make your day better, or just help you throughout your just help you at all. That's, I think, I don't know about, but to me, just having that one person is like enough for me. And like I'm very fortunate to have my partner be able to help me along the way. Like if it wasn't for my partner, I would have probably been in a darker place. And I'm very grateful for meeting my partner and meeting just meeting people, like the people that I've known for so long, and that they don't see me that way. And it's really nice. Oh God, I'm just being so emotional right now. God, I need to stop. Let's stop. Let's put all of that. Sorry, I just literally I've been hitting my monitor. Not my monitor. Hitting my mic a lot often today. But I just, in the end, be true to yourself and be happy for what you love to do, and just don't have regrets of what you do or what you say. Like, if you regret, apologize. Apologize, ask for forgiveness. Like, really mean it. That's how you really learn, and that's how you can really move forward. I learned it the hard way. A lot with a lot of trauma, a lot of broken friendships, a lot of people that I had to distance, it's a lot of that. Um, I've come to the point where you just have to just value people, really value the people that you love, and it is so. But anyways, let's go back into the build. I can see that from now. While I was really just rambling on, I think at this point, I really didn't furnish completely. I really just put in just the main things, like the bed. This is the bedroom. The tub, toilet. This is the bathroom. The desk. This is the studying area. All that stuff. It's just all the things that to indicate what would be essential in that room, like that bedroom. Should it have like a dust area or so? Or not? Not sure. But other than that, I think that's the last of the footage for the floor plan. So I think I'm gonna stop here. I did do some screenshots with some sneak peeks of when I did furnish it. So go ahead, check it out towards the end of the video. But I think that's it for the end. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to the next video. The next video is going to be starting on a lot of the furnishings. I really don't know how many parts that's going to be left for that one. We're going to see how much editing that is. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!